Hey there, CPO here, and I finally got a chance to go flying. It's been a long time since I started my flight training for my private pilot certificate, and I'm finally able to get in the air. So this is a little bit of an experience from my first time in the airplane with my instructor, Vicki. Now, I learned a lot of lessons on this first flight, and a lot of them were just challenges of the GoPro recording as well as the audio recording. But let me tell you what worked. First of all, the Bose headset with the U-Fly mic worked just awesome. Really solid, nice sounding unit, very good noise reduction. And then secondly, the Crazed Pilot audio recorder worked really well, and you're going to get to hear that here in a second. I did have some technical challenges. So the GoPro angle didn't end up exactly where I wanted it. I had it pre-set up before the pre-flight checks. It's the first thing I did to get that out of the way because I didn't want that to be a hindrance. And eventually, once we got in the airplane, it was not at the angle that I wanted it to be. So I don't have quite the display of the entire instrument cluster and out a little bit out that side window like I was hoping for. So I'll pay closer attention to that next time. Additionally, I did run out of battery before the end of the flight. I also had Wi-Fi on, and I tried to turn it off quick, and I didn't get it turned off, and that may have a lot to do with draining the battery extra quick. So I'll play with that a little bit. And then finally, I filled up the memory card on my audio recorder, so I don't have a whole lot of audio for you. I'm learning as I go here, guys. So you'll see a little bit of video inside the cockpit and get some audio from that as we're going through the checklist. So first time to go through these checklists, great learning experience for me. At the end of this, I'll show you some flight video. Okay, radio on, transponder standby.
Okay, now and that has changed since that checklist.
Okay.
We got 4622, so we'll put that in there.
4622.
Yep. And I'm going to actually cycle this completely.
Okay. Altimeter set. So our altimeter was 30.25.
Okay.
So
looking in that little window there.
30.
Each one of those is
0.25. That look about right?
Yep, that's about right.
Okay.
And our field elevation is about 150 feet, so it's within the parameter.
Okay. Plus or minus, what, 50 feet or so? Yes?
Yeah, actually 75, but yeah.
Okay. Heading indicator set, so I'm looking and I'm halfway between the 30 and the W.
Number 7626 Romeo, 10 miles out to the west.
About 290-ish or so.
Right about there?
Yep.
Okay. Artificial horizon set.
You can change the pitch of that.
Okay.
And it should look like it's bisecting the fake airplane.
And it's just up and down, right?
Yeah, it's just up and down.
Okay.
Just pitch.
Alright.
And it should be from your normal position in the airplane.
Okay. Now that makes sense why you would change it each time because your eye level is different.
Yeah, you might be sitting different.
Okay. Magnetic compass check.
And just we're facing west, and yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
The only place on the airfield that you can check 100% is on the runway.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and lean this out about an inch aft.
Okay.
Just to keep the spark plugs happy.
Where's the brake? I found that.
Yeah, you have differential braking, so if you push harder on one brake than the other, you'll swerve that way.
We'll be looking for a quick turn, give you a fuel order on the ground.
In other words, your left side pedal brake only controls the left side.
Okay. And you've got the ailerons tipped towards the wind, is that right?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it should be away at the moment because it's slightly from behind us.
I'm trying not to be a drunken driver here with my feet.
That's okay. It's one of those things where you will pretty quickly forget you even had trouble with it. but it will seem like it's impossible at first. The airplane has known left turning tendencies.
Okay.
All airplanes do.
That's the torque of the motor.
Torque of the motor, the way the propeller swings, the airflow over the airplane because of the propeller.
Okay.
Alright, add a little braking. And we're just going to kind of go down into this area.
Your help.
And then when you stop, you want to be facing into the wind as much as you can.
Okay.
Because it means that you don't have to deflect your controls for stability of the airplane
Okay.
as much. It's also easier to hold the brakes if you're
626
nose
Romeo,
is
left
centered.
downwind, 28
Okay.
Tipton.
So engine run up, nose wheel, base wind and center nose. Brakes hold, doors and windows closed and latched.
Yeah, I've got mine open a little bit. I swear I will close it before we go.
Alright. Trim takeoff position. Fuel selector's on. That is
Fuel
this.
selector is that little guy.
funny
It
little
should
guy.
be across the cabin.
And, yep, okay. Took me a while to find it.
Yeah, it's not easy to find in the carpet.
Alright. Throttle 1700.
Okay, let's go ahead and enrich the mixture before we do that.
Okay. All the way.
All the way.
Okay.
And now bring it up to 1700. Make sure you glance outside to make sure you're not shooting toward the 2.8 out there.
Okay. Magnetos.
Okay, we're going to do the grounding check. So you're going to click 2 to the right position.
Okay, right position.
Should drop no more than 125.
Okay.
Back to both.
Back to both.
Okay. And then to the left position.
Left position. Okay.
And back to
Back
both.
to both.
And the difference between the two should not be more than 50.
Okay.
And that was, and they also ran okay.
Okay. No stumbles. Okay, carburetor heap.
So go ahead, pull that all the way to the stop.
If the traffic must
RPM did drop.
Drop.
Okay, go ahead and push it back.
And not rise till you push it back in. Go ahead. If it did drop more than about that, you might have some carburetor icing.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead, pull this out slowly. Once it starts to fail, push it back fast.
Okay. I want to try that. Can I try that?
Yep.
Tip the traffic, Musketeer 7626 Romeo, turning final for 28 Tipton.
Okay. Suction check, and that's this gauge here.
Yeah.
Ammeter check, still good.
Yeah.
Engine instruments, oil pressure, oil temp is low. Throttle idle.
Yeah.
So all the way back.
Pull it all the way to idle. We want to make sure that it runs in the landing configuration as well. Go ahead and pull your carb heat on. That's next.
Okay. Repeat on.
Yeah, it runs
Still
okay.
runs. Okay. And then
Bring
off.
it back up.
Throttle
About 1,000.
1,000 to 2.
So we're just standing around about 1,000 to 1,200 is a good setting.
Okay. Flight controls, freedom of movement.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you check and make sure your ailerons are
Up.
on the correct side and down on the other side.
Okay.
And whichever way your thumb is pointing, that's the side should be up.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, look over your shoulder.
That's
Go.
working.
And you also want to do your rudders. So a little wave to the one side and a little wave to the other side.
Alrighty. Okay.
Good to know that it's all responding correctly.
That is always handy. Alright. Flight instruments recheck and set.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, make sure I can hear
Temperature
it.
24 Celsius. Dew point -5. Altimeter 3021.
021, so it changed a little bit. And that's as of no
Tipton
more than a
Airfield.
minute ago.
Right.
Automated weather observation.
Alright. I checked altitude heading. Altimeter you checked. Radio nav aids set check. So they gave us 132.77.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, and that's up
775.
there.
Yeah.
All right.
On these radios, they've cut the last digit off.
Okay, right.
Okay. And this is selecting COM 1. Is this one? That's our Tipton and our Potomac.
Okay.
This is COM 2. This is basically being listened to by this. And that's the emergency frequency.
Okay.
And weather.
So unfortunately, I didn't have any cockpit audio for the actual flight. Like I said, my memory card filled up. Apparently 2 gigs was not enough, and I thought it would be. So made some adjustments there. That won't be a problem for the next flight. So for the takeoff, it was a little breezy, as you can see by the windsock there, and quite gusty the entire flight, a little bit choppy. So she actually took off. I let her have control of the airplane for this part, and then once we got off the ground, she pointed me in the general direction we were going, and then I took control of the plane from that point on, basically all the way up until I think we were on downwind right before she turned base is when I think she took control back. But at any rate, went through kind of the basic fundamentals of flight. We talked a little bit about rudder control and trimming. She's a big proponent of trimming in flight, letting the aircraft do the flying for you as opposed to you manhandling it, which I thought was a great thing to hear. We did turns, both left and right. We did ascents and descents, and I think all the typical sort of first lesson stuff. You can see, maybe you can see here, but it was really choppy. It was a challenge just keeping the airplane nice and level and straight, because it kept wanting to bump around and it would yaw on me here and there and all that good stuff. But great lesson, and I look forward to the next one. I think I'll have better video and audio for you the next time. It only gets better from here. So I logged a whole 1.3 hours on this flight. So good times. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.